mean, it's consolidated power. It's power where if you are black or brown, you only have access to it if you are capitulating to the will of, who's at the helm, who's at the control center. Harold Washington was an aberration. You know what I mean? Like, they did phenomenal organizing to get Harold. Like, I learned that history, and I was like blown as to like the grassroots organizing they did, the support Harold had on a national level, certain black celebrities stepping up to support. That was an anomaly that Harold was able to do what he did in that short amount of time. Because, like you just mentioned, from Mayor Daley Sr. up into Rahm, it's been a very purposeful strategy to keep certain powers in certain communities and keep other communities marginalized and disenfranchised. I mean, you can look at, I love using Lawndale because Lawndale is rich in so much history, but if you look at the Chicago freedom movement that King started, in the 60s, trying to fight for fair housing and economic justice, which would then get us the 1968 Fair Housing Act. King said that he experienced more violence here in Chicago from white people than he's ever experienced in, the South. He got stoned, bricked, beat. The Chicago PD whooped his ass, locked him up. So that speaks volumes to the Daley Senior, regime that, was in bed, with the federal government, especially, when we look at COINTELPRO and, how Fred Hampton and Mark, Clark were murdered by the state, and there was very little accountability around that because it was a sanctioned hit, you know what I mean? But Lawndale has been disenfranchised since King, came and advocated and fought. So whether it was, Byrd to Daley Jr. up until Rahm, certain communities, Inglewood, Roseland, West Austin, Lawndale, et cetera, have experienced the same economic decline and segregation and divestment, while other communities have thrived. They get TIF money. They get so many different resources and packages available, and so much policy that is ridiculous.